Hello, and welcome to this demonstration of number bonds, multiplication and division by Crystal Springs Books. Let's get started. Each of these games uses the concept of a number bond. A number bond is simply a pictorial representation of a whole number and its parts. In this case, we're looking at multiplication and division, so we have a whole number of 12, the product, and the parts are the factors of 12, 4 and 3. With a number bond, students can see the relationship between multiplication and division. They can see that 4 times 3 is 12, and that 12 divided by 3 is 4. So they not only practice automaticity with multiplication facts, but they're getting a better sense of the overall relationship between the numbers. So let's take a look at each of the games. There are 4 to choose from, and each increases in difficulty. The first is bird bonds. It addresses numbers 1 to 20, and in this case students are asked to complete the number bond by finding a missing product. Next, there's bot bonds. This addresses numbers 1 to 99, and here students are asked to find the missing factor. Next, there's which numbers. This addresses numbers 1 to 99, and this is a little more challenging. Students are asked to find both factors in these number bonds. And finally, there's which bond, again addressing numbers 1 to 99, but here students are given a number and they need to choose which bond that number belongs in, and there's both a factor and a product that could be missing. So let's take a look at each of the games, beginning with bird bonds. When you click bird bonds, you'll be brought to a menu where you have some settings to choose from. The first is the range of numbers. It's set for between 1 and 20, but let's say you have a student you want to work on numbers 1 through 15. You can modify the difficulty level by changing the range of numbers. You can also select to have the timer on or off, and if you do have it on, you can select the amount of time you want to give students to complete the game. And finally, you can select the number of players, anywhere from 1 to play individually, up to 4 players to challenge one another. For this demonstration, I'll turn the timer off so I can show you some of the features of the game. When you play, notice the number bond appears, in this case in the birdhouse. We have 3 times 1, and we need to find the missing product. Here are our answer choices. So 3 times 1 is 3. You drag the bird into the hole, and if he goes in, you get it correct. The immediate feedback is nice for students. Let's try another one. 5 times 1, 5. Notice the score up here so you can keep track of your progress. Let's see what happens when you get one incorrect. 7 times 2. Let's say the student thought that was 12. The bird shakes his head and flies away. You get the immediate feedback that it was not correct and the option to try again or skip. If you do try again, notice that that answer choice is missing. This way you have fewer choices now, guiding you toward the correct answer. 7 times 2 is 14. And that's bird bonds. I'll take you back to the main menu. And now we'll look at bot bonds. You're brought to a similar menu. This time our range is from 1 to 99. Let's set it at 50. And this time I'll leave the timer on to show you how that works. We'll set it for 30 seconds. Leave the number of players at 1. Notice you get your number bond here, but now you have an interactive conveyor belt to choose your correct answer from. So if we looked at it as a multiplication problem, 10 times what is 20? That'd be 10 times 2. So we drag it over. But you could also look at it as a division problem. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Notice your score here. Notice your time here. You can see how much time you have left. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And when your time is up, it shows you your final score and you have the option to play again. And that's bot bonds. Let me take you back to the main menu and we'll look at the remaining games. For which numbers, I'll again set it at 50 and I'll turn the timer off. Here you'll immediately notice that there are 2 factors missing, so this is a little more challenging. But the game can go much more quickly because you don't have to drag. In this case, the factors of 15 are 3 and 5. 27. Students will like this game because it goes quickly, they can rack up the points very fast. And that is which numbers. I'll take you back and we'll look at the remaining game, which bond. We'll again take it to 50 and turn our timer off. Notice this is a little bit different look. We have a number and now we're asked to choose which bond that number belongs to. So is 7 times 1 7, or is 1 times 1 6? Again, you don't have to drag, so it goes very quickly. That's our correct bond. 15. Notice we also have a product and a factor, so students are having to really understand the full relationship of the bond here. We still have our score continuing up here, where students can rack up their progress, see the results. 6 times 4 is 24. And that completes which bond. So that's a demonstration of bird bonds, bot bonds, which numbers, and which bond. We hope that you enjoy these games with your students and wish you great success in teaching math. Thanks.